So you might have just noticed that little display that we had. Fisher just went into a nest box that is not his. We call them our penguin condos, and he just went into Skipper and Jade's condo. And if you notice, he went in and Jade followed very quickly behind him and ushered him out. That's a normal occurrence. These guys are still in between stage from being done with breeding and getting ready to go into their molt, and so they're still very territorial. So you'll see a lot more braying, you'll hear a lot more braying, and you'll also see a lot of demonstrations of strength. And what that is they'll start shaking their heads back and forth and having fights with their beaks. They'll kind of posture, they'll spread out their chest, and they will kind of push each other around and show who's dominant. Now, right now, you can see that they're not all that really hungry. They're just kind of hanging out with us, but they're not really looking for food. I'll go ahead and take that so you don't have to. We actually have 20 penguins here, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And every single one of our penguins is out on deck right now. We also have 3 chicks that are behind the scenes. Now, we don't have our chicks on exhibit right now because we actually pull them at around 20 days old because they start to become very curious. And unfortunately, if they get out into this area and fall into the water, they're not waterproof yet and it can be detrimental to their health. So what we do is we put them in our behind the scenes area. We teach them how to feed from us. We keep a good eye contact on them. But we're getting close to the time where we'll actually start bringing them over to us. Look at my hand move. Whee! They just had their physicals. And so we're hoping to find out things like the sex of the penguins, the chicks, as well as making sure that they're all nice and healthy. One of the things that we have to make sure before we bring them out is that they're on the same type of regimen of medicine that these animals are. They get an anti-malarial every day or every other day. And that's just because we do have penguins, mosquitoes around here. Oh, guys. Excuse me. This is my life. Now, penguins are a lot like 3-year-olds. So parents out there, raise your hand if you have 3-year-olds at home or had 3-year-olds. How they get into little arguments with each other. Sometimes they don't want to eat their food. They'll throw fish back at us. They're extremely temperamental at times. And I have 23-year-olds. So you can send me your condolences cards later. Now, these animals, though, are quite fun to work with. I've been very lucky that I've been able to work with the penguins since we got them and put them in our back holding pools before the June Keys Penguin Habitat was actually open. We actually received our animals about 6 months prior to the exhibit being furnished and ready for them, so we were able to get some training done with them so that they start learning that people are good, and they'll come to us for feeds, and we'll make sure that we give them everything that they need. Now, they get fed at least 2 to 3 times a day, but like I said, we did a morning feed earlier around 9:30, and right now I'm seeing that the penguins aren't all that hungry. I will always come out. Gat's got a herring. Gat's got another herring. Now, you might notice that Gat's looks a little bit different. He doesn't have this double black band that the other penguins do, and that's because Gat's is a juvenile. Now, our chicks, if you go on explore.org and you want to see the chicks every day and see how they grow, you can. Hun, just be careful of the paper. I don't want that falling into the water. Thank you. Now, you can go to explore.org, and we actually have what we call a nursery cam, so you can actually see the baby penguins growing up. Now, they're pretty much full size right now. They're probably not as girthy as Gat's, but Gat's is actually eating a lot because he's getting ready to go into his molt. Now, these penguins will get really, really large. They'll bulk up because they'll actually go off food when they're going through their molt. And that is because their bodies are getting ready to go what's known as an explosive molt. So they'll lose all of their outer feathers and they'll just have their downy feathers underneath. And they'll grow new feathers in. Now, Gat's, once he goes through his explosive molt, he will look like everybody else. And so that is the way that you can tell him right now. You guys want some? You gonna eat it? Lily got a herring. I'll hold it out. Sometimes they eat it, sometimes they don't. Come on, whatever. Now, some of our penguins came to us with their names already intact. Whatever is such a penguin. Nope. What we think is that it was a year that they had a lot of penguins birth, and so they were looking for naming, and they said, you know, I don't know, just name her whatever, and the name stuck. And so that is how we ended up having a penguin named whatever. Floyd got a herring. Now, our baby penguins are, like I said, not very much babies anymore. Paddle's got a herring. They are weighing, our smallest penguin, which is green, is weighing in at about 3.7 kilograms. Our largest penguin, which is purple, is weighing at 4.2 kilograms. And if you're wondering what a kilogram is, it's 2.2 pounds per 1 kilogram. So I'll let you guys all do the math on that one. But they are growing nicely. They're going through their swim class every day, at least twice a day. No, you don't want that either. And we are just kind of building up their resistance to water as well as the temperature of the water. One of the things that we'll start to do when we get them ready to come out here is we'll actually have them in our back holding pool back here. Now, the temperature today is roughly, I think it's the high is going to be in around 85. Well, the penguins have been in 60-degree weather constant. So what we have to do is slowly work up their endurance to the temperature. So what we do is we'll have them come out for a little bit of time, maybe an hour here, an hour there, and then take them back into their nursery. And we'll do that for about 7 to 10 days. And after those 7 to 10 days, we'll start seeing how they're doing, and then we'll actually have them in our back area back here. And unfortunately, the nursery cam will go down at that point. But what we'll start to do is then start to introduce them to the penguins who are out here. And we'll take the nice penguins first. The youngsters, they'll get along better with the chicks and slowly acclimate them to their new exhibit mates. Now, a lot of times people wonder if the parents recognize the youngsters. No, they don't see them. Once the parents are done with the chicks, they're done with the chicks. And so there will not be any kind of parental bond between the chicks and the parents. They will treat them just like any other tank mate. Are you guys done? Let's see. Matson got a herring. Whatever got a capelin. Nope. Hi, Patsy. Be nice, guys. Andy got a herring. Andy got a herring. Ooh. Heidi got a herring. Now you might notice that I am telling their names. Now, each of the bands denote who this penguin is. Now, when they get larger, when they're getting ready to go into their molt, they'll get so large that we need to take the bands off. And so what I do then is I look at the spot pattern on their chest. It's almost like a fingerprint. It tells me who they are. But also I can tell by behavior, because certain penguins act a certain way. Like Lily being like right on my back right now. That is indicative of her. If I start to ignore her too long, she'll start picking at my back, which can be oh so much fun. Nope, are we done? Fisher got a herring. you done? Whatever got a Caitlin? Nope. And that's what happens. She looks at it, she'll try it, she's like, no, I just don't want it. We feed our penguins quite well. I have colleagues in the field who come and see our penguins and are like, oh, they're well fed. And I'm like, why, thank you. Which means they're a little bit girthier than some penguins, but that's how we like it here. We will always offer them whatever they want. We keep their weights checked. We weigh them once a week. And we, like I said, keep track of everything that they're eating, because that's one way that we can tell how they're doing. If for some reason we have a penguin go off food for more than 2 or 3 days, that's a red flag for us, and we'll go ahead and call our vet. We have a vet on call 24/7. So if for any reason I feel that there may be something wrong, we'll go ahead and call our vet and have them come up, or we'll actually take the penguins down to them in the Bellina Animal Care Center. Well, at this point, I think we're done. We're just milling about now. I would like to say thank you all for coming to the aquarium, because your admission does help us take care of all of our animals. And for those that are really interested in penguin babies, again, go to explore.org. We have our penguinistas out there that love to watch our penguins every day. Pretty soon, once we know the sex of the penguins, we're going to start doing an adopt an animal program that you'll hear more about, and you can put your name in for who gets to name the penguins. And so it's a lot of fun. So definitely keep your ear out to the website as well as explore.org, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you all for coming.